will begin to sympathize with the hostage takers.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yes, Stockholm syndrome. Then there's the other syndrome that if there's a great tragedy, and only a few people survive, those people feel some kind of guilty. They feel, now, I'll be very truthful. I don't feel guilty. But when I look over all of this, let's say we talk about 50 years now, and we would pop on another 5, so 55. But for the last 50 years, we have been watching the system knock off people, one after another, in all kind of ways and all kind of schemes. And half of those things they do to us, but it don't, the bullet bounce off or whatever it is. Now I know it's the qadr of Allah. So my feeling is that of gratefulness is a special dedication to the mission. I'm not bragging, but I wouldn't let them punks deter me from nothing. I'm not saying from arrogance, but it's just that after you've been around so long, nor would I sell our people out like you have to watch them Gates people, and you have to watch all the stuff that happens. They're explaining it. And there's whole groups of people that I believe they may just not know about. They've talked about King and the Poor People's March and how he had evolved into economics. So the Poor People's March would be white poor people, Latino poor people. It was the Poor People's March. And that will definitely get you killed, because Fred Hampton, he had a meeting with them white folks,
Yep.
poor white folks, hillbillies, and the next couple of weeks he was dead. He was dead. So you can hug all the niggas you want, but when you started, you know what I mean? You notice having nobody responded to our overtures, experienced overtures to the white community. We didn't run them ayats on them 7, 8, 9, 10 times. They all know that is a no-no. So everybody is whining and crying about what should we do now. And now we have to go into the economic zone. You know, I mentioned some of this about Oakland because they was always trying to link Oakland, our Oakland, you know, let's call it like we call it, my administration. My administration, it wasn't hardly no killing. It was none. During the killingest times that you could imagine, it was none in Oakland. They talk about support for the radical black movement, but they never talk about the economic enterprise. East Oakland Enterprise, buying people Cadillacs was just a part of that. That was just advertisement. Our whole platform was social. Basically, it was socialism. I was doing it because would nobody else do it? They never thought about that. But that's the way I looked at wealth. This is at the height of 60, 69, 70, when young black men and women from 18 to 23, 4, 5 were starting businesses in East Oakland. That's what East Oakland Enterprises was. I had 3 or 4 businesses, functional businesses myself. Probably more than that. So all the people finally, see, for our time, our movement was complete and balanced already. For that time, they say, I know they wouldn't nobody do it, but they say there was support for the radical pro-violence movement, and there was the economic. Everybody that was with us or around us on whatever level was doing well financially. And they thought we talked business. We met at my record shop in East Oakland at 8 o'clock every morning. It was basically teaching business. Plus, we was getting our traveling orders for the day, you know. Like, you know, any company, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, you know. I was studying business, the white man's business then. And I just remember certain standard operational procedures and all of that, and I was just doing it. So, and even here now, you got to think about here, as far as economics is concerned. We mentioned the other day coming here, almost flat broke, and then with books, everybody could see what we're doing. Books and oils, that we knock over all of that stuff. But we use that to buy all of what we have. Now, that's an economic principle to show people about economic independence. And even with all the people on here that signed up, and all the people in Oakland that signed up, we're still the biggest property owners in D.C. for black people, for the Muslims. And we may be up there for black people that own. I'm not talking about they bought all of this, but I mean own. Now, it's not our fault because everybody leaves and we can't use it all properly right now. For 10 years, we've been paying taxes. So we'll pay for this property triple time before we get any use out of it. And the tax money, they know what they're doing. When we get, the minute we write down, we're going to open up here, we're going to do that, bam, taxes, something. Snatch the money and run. You know, in Oakland, people don't realize that, first of all, a few years ago, when they started this last phase of fitna, they done raided my house, and they done stole all the paperwork, all the paperwork. And they done stole all the notes, and they done stole literally everything that relates to Oakland. All the receipts. And Mukhtar would say, yeah, you spent so much, just to let me know that he stole it. You spent so much money on the kitchen. Because all the receipts, Home Depot, you know. Well, on the kitchen remodeling, I did spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, but when you add the work up, it's like down there, it adds up to $20,000. Yeah, you know, but he's doing that, you know why? He wants to make me mad. And they want to show that we know everything about you. Well, they choking up now. Because as soon as they started that, I started making sure they get all the notes firsthand. And now, sucker, here's why. COINTEL program. But COINTEL program par excellence, 2018, 50 years later. You have to grow. Is that COINTEL program the exact same one as 1968? Yes, but it's all improved. It's hybrid. So by the 90s, they don't have to get no warrant to bug this place. They don't have to bug the place. They just point their electronic gear at the window and they can hear everything. That's in the 90s. So by now, it's science fiction. Now, we'll be able to go into science fiction soon. But we have to lay the groundwork first. So we have to lay the specific 1, 2, 3 groundwork and prove our case. And that's what we did. That's what we did in Oakland. That's what we've done here. Okay, what's so important about that? We have covered and we are covering all the ground. Every bit of ground. When I say that, is that we're showing that you can be economically independent with all the fitna laid on you. You can do it at the height of abandonment. When I say that, that means everybody abandons you. Now you got to remember how distraught Dr. King was when people backed up on him a little bit. Remember, especially when he went against Johnson, and when he's feeling like he's getting a little old at the end of the time. And see, all of those things are for certain reasons. That when they give you that big platform and you get a chance to voice your opinions and rally people, your hopes go way up. Because all the people are saying, we shall overcome by the thousands. Right? And pretty soon, I remember one part, we was at a Panther rally down at the Infirmary Park. They call it Bobby Hutton Park. And I was watching the elders and them talk. And I was looking at the people, you know what I told all my brothers? I hope they don't think that the niggas, when the white man come after them, that all these people, right on, power to the people. This is, yes.
See, now, they say King got so mad one time, they said they had never seen him, the people around him,
Right.
that angry.
Right.
See, he got so mad with them, he said he cussed all of them out.
Yes.
And then just walked out the room because he, you know.
Okay, see, this is a tragedy. Sometime when, okay, we haven't had the platform, right? So we ain't got no hundreds of thousands of people listening to us. So we talk to 3 people, we happy. We can't get depressed because we're not on the ticket anyway. The false hope of the crowd can be destructive. That's what happens to people that have the platform. The good ones and the bad, because all the people, boy, you get to throwing down, all power to the people. Mag Amrika. Well, people stuck with Mag Amrika. They did a good job. No, they did. Iranians are not saints, but they stuck with Imam Khomeini. They sticking with the Rahbar, and these girlified brothers down the way, we're going to take care of them in a little while. I'll get to them a little bit, because we done gave everybody a chance. You got to straighten up. Ain't nobody going to let no little old sisters, divert nothing, but let me get on. See, Dr. King was despondent because the people had made him a little hopeful. somebody turn the heat up just a little bit. So that hopefulness makes them feel like this is all going to happen next week. Another 3 years, it'll be like, and the other thing was that we knew, that King didn't know, he thought the white folks in the South was the meanest white folks. He really thought that. And he came up north, he said he was shocked.
Shook too.
Shocked and shook. You see, what I'm trying to tell y'all, what we've been talking, is about longevity and about the types of people. I had hopes too, but I had hopes in the young gangster Negroes. You know what I told my partners the time before last when I was in Oakland? I said, at one time all of us was the same. It was all in the game, all, you know. I said, but y'all accepted the white man's authority. I didn't. That's the only difference. I mean, this difference. When the white man arrested them or twisted their arm, they accepted his authority. That's the difference. When I went to Algeria and I was dealing with all the political exiles and all of those people, and I saw the level of game that they had, I said, man, that's what really made me have hope in the young Negro gangster. Because the politicians and the other people that came from, I mean, the big politicians, they came through the political and colonialism, but they didn't. It's something about the game that we come through to teach you all that stuff, and you be knowing it. And that's why I had so high hopes that if the young Negro that's been in the game become movement orientated, it's all over. But that's why they killed all the George Jacksons, and they killed all the brothers in prison and all of that. They killed them all, or they broke them. Now, being broke by the system is not a negative, because the system is going to always break 98% of the people. And did they get hold to? Systems they built to break. A system breaks people, chews them up, and spits them out. That's what systems do. And people, the more isolated they get and the more away from the group and the approval of the group and all of that, the easier it is to manipulate them. So I've always been thankful of the white man always sending me to the hole. Because all the brothers that left this country and they expected help from, they were disappointed. My great friends, when I left, I couldn't leave I had to leave them something to work with. I just maybe left them a pound of blow or something, but I was trying to get out, but I said, let me go get a nice night. I was at that time, that was a lot of blow. 16 ounces of pure blow, just something to handle. But when I left, that was it. They never tried to call me, find out where I was or nothing. They was buying limousines and stuff like that, but they never thought, hey, I'll send homeboy $5,000. Now in Africa, if you send me $5,000, I'll be the king of in those days, I'll be the king of it. Shoot, I might buy up half the region, Don't talk about 10 or 20 grand, 25 grand, or 50. Now, that's the way I did them, but they didn't do me like that. In fact, when I hooked up things and took Mexico to hook things up, and then I'm going to South America. You go back and do it. And I got it over the border, and I got it back to Oakland for them. And they lost it. It flew away. Because I'm down there and I can't come see nobody, so whatever they tell me, it wasn't a big deal. Next thing they heard, Big Hank is the man in Colombia. And they would spend up a little money that would be good when you start. You know, you hook somebody up where they can easily just flip something just like that for 50 grand. Easy, just like that. And that's going to set the whole process. Well, they don't do that. So you break that down, start all over. You start at a lower level, but shoot, after 3 runs, you're in the big time. So one of the greatest things is to be able to operate in an environment of abandonment. Most people are not like that. It's not bad, they just hadn't been trained to work under the banner of abandonment and to say, I am abandoned. By who? Doggone everybody. Well, that's going to produce anger, bitterness, fear, all kinds of stuff. Not necessarily. I'm trying to make a difference between the Dr. Kingers and us. That's basically what I'm trying to establish. The things that were traumatic for them and that whole movement is not traumatic for us. The power of the system is not traumatic for us. To watch your friends urinate on people who was the